She is completely wasted, which is honestly perfect material for a web novel. He sneaks another peek, low-key hoping he does not look like a total creep.
Seriously? Zero survival instincts? Time to get bold.
What face will she make when she wakes up? These landmine-type girls usually have toxic personalities.
If she wakes up hating him, honestly, that is a massive win. Basically, a gorgeous girl passed out in a massive rainstorm in the middle of the night. Has a 99.9% chance of running into some major trouble. Leaving her out in the rain is just too risky. He decides to wake her up. Bro, she only had 1 can. Talk about a zero alcohol tolerance. Did she not know her limits, or is she dealing with some heavy drama?
He sighs, unable to leave her. Hey, wake up! Are you okay?
You had way too much to drink. You cannot sleep out here. It is not safe. The world is full of bad people. Plus, you did not lock the door. Let me help. Telephone booths like this can only lock from the inside. Wait, what does she mean?
Is she trying to lock him inside with her for the night?
Like, until morning? Come on. Trapping him here is actually a crazy dangerous move. Is she not worried about what he might do on a rainy night? Stop looking pitiful. He is the real victim here. He has to wake up early tomorrow, so staying is a hard pass. He offers to call the police, but she instantly rejects it. Fine, what else then? He tries to brainstorm. If she actually trusts him, she can give him her address and he will carry her back. Or he could bring her to his place since he has work tomorrow. She can just sleep in, keeping things totally uncomplicated. Wait, is he sounding like a massive creep? Never mind. But wait, what did she say? He warns her that his apartment is tiny, so she gets the couch. He needs to clean up, unless she is too tired to wait. In that case, she can just crash on his bed. He will let her have the bed and set her up with clean blankets. He will take the couch. Honestly, she is completely knocked out. Now he has to carry her to bed, which means some physical contact. He gives her a quick heads up so she does not panic. Since she just nods, he takes that as a green light. He gently drops her on the bed and tosses a fresh blanket over. Here is your blanket. Good night. The next morning, she is still asleep, but luckily there are cameras. With guards downstairs, he is pretty sure she won't steal his stuff. Our main character is just trying to get through his shift. He finally gets back, expecting her to be gone, but she actually cleaned his room. Wait, is she trying to thank him? Suddenly, he spots her sitting outside the door. What are you doing here? She bought groceries, hoping to cook him a nice dinner. But she forgot her key. Not long, she says, just sitting by the garden for 3 hours. This girl is wild. She saw him come home and followed him up like a stray cat. Then she casually asks for a spare key? No shot! She is low-key adorable, but didn't they agree on one night? Actually, they never did. So he needs the facts. She immediately agrees. They head inside to sit down and chat. The tension is real. What is her name? An Qing. She is 19. So why is she not going home? Her lease is up. Does she want to crash here for free? She panics. No, she will clean and do chores. She promises to be a great helper.
Please do not kick her out.
He can barely afford a cat, let alone a landmine girl. What about her parents? Is no one looking after her? Turns out her parents live far away. She is completely alone. She took a break from school. She works part-time, but how did she survive before this? Before this, she lived with her grandmother. But her grandmother recently passed away. He looks at her. Man, this is low-key heartbreaking. Is that why she wants to stay? She quietly nods. But he warns her about the risks. An innocent girl staying with a guy is dangerous. What does she expect? Does she think he will just raise her like a flower? She says his flowers look great. Metaphor completely ruined. But he has to be realistic about his budget. He can only agree if it does not ruin his life. She promises to stay out of his way. She will cook, clean, and do his laundry. She will do chores and find a way to make money. She absolutely won't be a burden. But that is impossible. Money is not even the main issue here. Having a girl that gorgeous around is a massive distraction. In a tiny apartment, they will hear each other breathe.
How will they handle their privacy? Honestly, this setup is wild. Why him, though? Does she seriously not care about the risk?
If someone else had struck up a conversation yesterday, would she have given them the same invitation?
No shot, she says. But why?
An Qing is fully ready to kick him out the second he tries to lie.
And then boom, stalking her for 2 years.
His eyes look dead serious, but if that is actually true, it is wild.
She should have noticed by now, unless his presence is just zero. Or maybe his stealth is just legendary. But looking at his innocent face, he does not seem the type. So she demands to know why he is following her, and if yesterday was a setup. He is just an ordinary college student.
Is that wrong, or did they cross paths somewhere in the past?
She admits she has absolutely no memory of him whatsoever. Well, since they are already here, she might as well let him stay and investigate. Are you serious about moving in? But first, it is time to cook. He stammers that he wanted to cook for her, but she declines. Worried he can't cook? Nope. Is it because he did not tidy up the place, making her lose trust? She tells him no again. He has already done way too much anyway. Just rest, so he gets to stay. Only temporarily, she replies, but he immediately starts asking why again. She tells him there is actually a medical term for people who cannot think, and just constantly spam the word why over and over again. She asks if he knows it. He doesn't. She calls it mild intellectual disability, and he dumbly asks why again. Out come tofu, cabbage, and mushrooms.
She realizes he is making sukiyaki, but he confesses he could not afford meat. He hopes she does not mind, but luckily she has got it covered.
Honestly, she is low-key impressed Che actually brought the missing ingredients. Wait, how does he know her name? She is pretty sure she never mentioned her name to him before. He smirks. Time reveals everything. If he can find out that easily, this guy has got some serious moves. Honestly, this dynamic is gold. She acts like a fiery Jiraike girl, but is actually terrified inside. He decides not to push too hard yet, wanting to slowly unravel her mystery.
Suddenly, she mentions hearing weird door noises. It sounded exactly like a stray cat scratching the door. Was that him?
Whenever she checked the peephole to see what was going on, she found nothing.
Empty. He was hiding the entire time.
He admits it. He is short enough to just crouch out of sight. Turns out, this stray cat wanted inside. She is surprised he did not freeze, but surely he will leave once he warms up. 3 days max, she thinks.
She is willing to bet he will not last 3 days inside. He realizes she's barely eating anything, asking why she's having such a tiny portion.
An Qing just smiles, saying she eats like a bird, and this is actually her usual portion. He asks how many meals she gets a day, and she casually says just 1. He looks at her tiny frame, guessing she doesn't even weigh 100 pounds, and asks what she eats.
She admits she's definitely under that weight and mostly survives on cheap carbs. He is confused, wondering if she just eats plain rice because it's cheap. She explains she just mixes it with simple things like tea over rice, which is kind of sad. But then she lists ice cubes over rice, or even pouring soda over it? Like, bro, what? He's completely stunned that she pours soda on rice, but she insists it gets the job done.
To her, as long as it's edible, she doesn't care. Talk about low maintenance. Suche realizes she haven't had a proper meal since her grandmother passed away, living just to survive.
He asks where all her money goes if she's barely spending any of it on actual food.
Turns out, she spends it all on cute dresses, skincare, and makeup to look pretty. Though she admits she only buys cheap stuff since she's totally broke.
So basically, skipping meals is fine, and cheap makeup is totally okay.
But the dresses have to be the absolute cutest. Classic Jiraike logic.
She happily asks if that's a compliment, but he ignores it, so she asks what his own daily routine is.
He explains he tries to write books and handle his part-time jobs without bothering her. Writing is his top priority, but as we know, creative inspiration never shows up on a schedule. So he often has to pull crazy all-nighters just to get his words down. An Qing gets worried, telling him that skipping sleep is super unhealthy and dangerous. But Suche just hits her with a bizarre fun fact about staying up late.
He claims the lifespan lost from staying up late is actually offset by gaining more youthful hours. Since he is only losing time from his old age, he thinks it's a pretty sweet deal.
To him, it's basically like trading future years for peak efficiency right now.
She argues that sleeping late and waking up late still ruins his health and wastes time. She insists he isn't actually gaining more awake hours and his sleep schedule is just wrong.
But he smugly asks whoever said that he wakes up late. Then he remembers something important.
He warns her that he has school on weekdays and won't be home during the day.
An Qing immediately offers to help out around the house while he's gone.
She tells him to name anything she can do to keep him happy. He clarifies that he just won't be around all the time to keep her company. He warns her that she'll have to handle her own lunch, which she totally understands.
She promises she won't starve, but then she immediately changes the subject.
She asks if she can deliver meals to him whenever his schedule gets too hectic. She even offers to pack a delicious, cute bento box and bring it straight to him.
Suche chuckles, but then he calls her out by her name, An Qing.
He points out that bringing lunch to someone is usually a couple or family thing. She counters, asking why a relationship can't just start from the end result.
She believes as long as the outcome is good, the process doesn't really matter. He's pretty taken aback by her backwards logic, asking if she truly believes that.
He draws a hard line. He doesn't want people they know getting the wrong idea.
Her face falls, but she quickly forces a smile, promising she'll work hard. Until he actually wants to eat whatever she cooks for him. Alright, so Xiao Su gets a sudden call from his boss begging him to come cover an emergency shift at the bar. She promises to pay him every single cent, saying it is the perfect chance to buy some food for his cat. He agrees and immediately tells An Qing that he has to head out for a sudden shift. He warns her to stay safe inside and to call him if anything goes sideways. She agrees, but points out that he still has not shared Chei's phone number with her. She promises to behave and not disturb his work at all. But she adds that if he ever needs her, she is always just one call away.
Honestly, this girl is ready to reply to his texts in seconds, 24/7.
The moment Xiao Su arrives, the boss rushes him because a chaotic customer is causing a major scene. Xiao Su is completely confused, thinking he was only brought in to mix some drinks. Or maybe wash some cups. He laughs, asking what kind of customer is actually that impossible to handle. The manager explains there is a girl crying her eyes out, and every guy she sent over to check on her got completely wrecked. They were all chased off with a massive scolding. Xiao Su hesitates, reminding her he is just a waiter, not a therapist. Standing in last time when the other waiter was out was already pushing his limits. When she offers double pay, he sighs, saying it is not even about the money. But the second she bumps it up to triple pay, he instantly agrees. Gotta secure that bag. Over at the table, the drunk girl is screaming at everyone to get lost and leave her alone. She yells at them to keep their distance and just back off. Sister Ning Ning points her out, promising that if he can somehow calm her down, he is in for a massive payday. Not only does he get triple pay tonight, but he also gets his Monday night shift off. And yes, she will still pay him. Xiao Su sighs, warning her he cannot guarantee results.
But he promises to try his best. Meanwhile, the girl glares, warning him that she explicitly told them to stop sending people over. She starts to insult him, but suddenly stops, staring at the white streak in his hair.
Xiao Su calmly explains that it is not a dye job since highlights do not look this random and messy. When she asks how it turned white, he simply tells her it is from pure stress. She looks at him, wondering what someone around her age could possibly be so stressed about. He reveals that he is a writer, and the endless writing stress did it. Wait, she blinks, asking if he's actually a male host, which is low-key hilarious. She accuses him of being just like the others, using smooth words to try and scam her. He just shrugs, telling her to believe whatever she wants, which makes her demand why he is being so quiet. She asks if he sat down just to try and hit on her.
Xiao Su explains he was just asked to keep her company, adding that he will gladly leave if she wants him gone.
This actually blows her mind, and she asks if he is seriously trying to say he has zero interest in her. Well, now that he is here, she decides she is absolutely not letting him walk away. She threatens to lodge a formal complaint against him unless he drinks every single glass on the table. She warns him she will tell the manager that he mistreated her, or maybe that she bullied him instead. Xiao Su calmly points out that he did nothing wrong, but even if he did just walk away, his boss would not actually punish him because dealing with this is not even his job. At the end of the day, he is just a part-timer, and babysitting drunk guests is way out of his pay grade.
He jokingly asks if she is trying to pull some modern-day scam on him. He agrees to have a drink with her, but warns her to stop getting physical out of nowhere. He makes it clear that he is only there to keep her company, not to offer any extra services. She smirks and suggests a drinking game with the dice, declaring that one of them has to pass out tonight. He agrees to finish them all, telling her to listen closely. Through her drunken slurs, she finally introduces herself as Yuan Xiao. Su-che jokes that her name sounds tasty, but she pouts and says it is not food. Duba insists her name is cool. Fine, he says, introducing himself as Su-che. When he asks why she is drinking alone tonight, she sniffles that she is just unhappy. Wanting to help, he asks what went wrong and offers to listen. He says she can keep it private, but she breaks down, crying that her friends left. Crying that she has nobody, Su-che gently asks what kind of friends they were.
Asking if they were important, she nods, calling them super charismatic.
But tonight, she sobs, they completely split up and went their separate ways. Just like that, she basically lost everything in 24 hours. Losing 3 best friends in one day is rough, especially since she barely has any. Now she is left with absolutely nothing. Su-che keeps it brutally real, telling her out with the old and in with the new. Most modern friendships, he argues, are just built on fake transactions anyway. She just snorts when he tells her she will get it when she grows up. Since you do not understand us, she snaps, claiming he will never get their bond. He does not argue, quietly admitting that maybe she is right. Su-che even jokes that he has way fewer friends, so he probably cannot relate. She suddenly asks if he listens to music, and he is like, yeah, obviously. But when she asks if he watches love, he is totally lost and says life. Nope, she sighs, completely unsurprised. Honestly, she says, their lives have absolutely zero crossover. Giving up on the talk, he speaks up to ask one quick question. Curious, he asks if the people who ditched her were actually her bandmates. Pointing at her hands, he guesses she plays the electric guitar.
And then boom, the drunk girl suddenly demands to take Su-che home tonight, which is honestly so unhinged.
The bar owner immediately shuts it down, saying they do not do that here. But this rich girl is persistent, accusing the boss of lying for cash. She claims every bar owner loves money and demands a real price. Tell me what it takes, she yells, because I am bringing him home right now. The boss lady smirks, admitting she has a major soft spot for rich kids. Laying her cards on the table, she demands a casual $200,000 minimum spend. Now, that is actually insane. Once that cash is loaded onto a VIP card, she will hand over his number. However, she warns that actually taking him home depends entirely on her own charm. The boss jokes that Su-che still has to agree, making the girl panic about her allowance. Su-che stands there completely ignored while the girl vows to get the cash. Desperate, she begs the boss to make him wait while she runs to withdraw the money. Once she runs off, the boss looks at Su-che, teasing him about his crazy game. Admitting she has no idea what spell he cast on that girl, she sends him home early. Promising a fat red envelope later, she offers a sweet 5x multiplier. Su-che feels low-key suspicious, wondering if she is actually pocketing that cash. But hey, cat food money is money, and then his boss gives him Monday off. Telling him to just rest at home, she promises full pay for the holiday. Behind that smile, though, she is secretly plotting her next move. In fact, she is planning to feed him bite by bite to that mysterious little cat girl. To wrap things up, she reminds him to keep that kid's items safe and never lose them. Can they? Of course they can. It is just some IDs and small accessories anyway. Keeping it with you saves trouble. Honestly, that guy is bound to come back for you anyway. 5 times the price? I really hope Yuan Xiao didn't get totally fleeced by him. And when they were drinking earlier, he actually mentioned wanting to start his own band. Asking someone with zero music knowledge to join? Yeah, thank goodness that offer was rejected. Whatever, his school is close. Once he grabs his bag this weekend, they'll finally be even. It's so clear the poor kid didn't even eat any dinner. He just waited and waited until he finally fell asleep on a totally empty stomach. Why are they acting so cute? Do they really think that in 3 days? I won't have the heart to kick them out. Please, that is underestimating me. Better not look into those eyes. It is too hypnotic. Time to focus on something else. A classic black and white maid outfit, complete with white thigh-high stockings. Wait, why is it him? Is that really Ding Ding teacher?
You barely talked to me lately. Are you just annoyed that I'm always bothering you? If it was too much, you should have said so. Don't worry, Ding Ding teacher.
I promise to control myself and stop running to you for comfort from now on. Are you asleep, Ding Ding teacher? I can't sleep because I'm still waiting up for you.
It's been 3 whole months. I even put all my commissions on hold for you. I'm going to look for you, and I will find you.
Honestly, accepting that friend request was a huge mistake. Now, it's time to find another artist. Oh, look who's finally awake. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. Oh no, it is nothing like that.
I was just waiting up for you last night and accidentally ended up nodding off.
Honestly, getting cornered by a brand new customer last night was a total nightmare.
They forgot their things at the shop, so waiting around after hours made me super late.
I'm so sorry, but they quickly insist there's no need to apologize.
I didn't think much of it, but that light blue aesthetic does look incredibly familiar.
It got me wondering, could this guy actually be a Jiraike type too?
Maybe. He seems like a stubborn but honest kid who is obsessed with public opinion.
Quiet as a cat, yet acting like a startled bird that's been ignored forever.
There's no real need to coddle him, but since the kid clearly wants this, why not? I guess putting myself in his shoes for a bit wouldn't hurt too much.
I'll go whip up some breakfast. Oh, no need. I never eat in the morning.
Well, I don't either, but if you don't eat, then I won't eat. Then there's no need to cook. Besides, didn't we already agree on this?
That I'd handle all the chores? No, eating breakfast is one thing. But actually wanting to cook for you is a completely different story. Plus, even if you skip breakfast, once the food is actually sitting right there,
you'll hate to see it go to waste, so you'll end up eating anyway. Isn't that super healthy? Since this is Chechi's sweet gesture, how can I say no?
I guess I'll gladly accept then. But wait, is just one small sandwich triangle each really going to be enough?
What do you mean split it? This whole plate is for you. I'll just reheat last night's leftovers. There's no way I'm letting your cooking go to waste. Who knew Che was such an amazing cook? Living alone definitely has its perks. Our guy tells her that eating takeout constantly is basically slow poison, so thank goodness he is around. He promises he will never let her stress over food again. Talk about husband material right here.
Then she asks him if he has any special plans since today is Sunday.
He says he usually spends his Sundays writing, but if she has other ideas, he is totally down.
She can just let him know and he will definitely consider it.
Our girl quickly waves it off, saying she does not want to disturb his work because he needs to focus. He tells her not to worry and asks what she is planning to do today. She plans to head home to grab some things and search for a part-time job. Promising to come back once he is finished, he finds her absolutely adorable. Later, she spots another girl and thinks if she does not make a move now, she might miss out. She wants a bestie to chat about Jiraike fashion with, but there is a catch. Our girl is just a very casual fan who likes dressing up in the style. What if this other girl is a real deal mentally unstable landmine girl? That would be bad. But looking closer, this girl is definitely the real deal. She has super cute features and is decked out in genuine designer brands. The designer girl turns around and asks if she needs something, calling her out for acting sketchy.
She asks why she is staring and if they have met before.
Our girl panics and says she does not know her. She just thought she looked incredibly cute. She apologizes for staring, but the stranger unexpectedly blushes and says our girl is also very cute. After thanking her, the cool girl suddenly asks if she knows how to play any instruments. Our girl admits she is completely clueless and has never learned music. A real shame. When asked why it is a shame, she just brushes it off as nothing. She explains she wants to start an anime cover band made entirely of Jiraike girls. She really liked our girl's face and aesthetic, but that is about it. Even though music is not her thing, our girl feels so rejected, I low-key feel bad for her. She finally met a fellow fashion lover, so why does she feel so disappointed? It feels like her entire existence is being totally dismissed, so she suddenly tells her to wait up. She asks what kind of skill level her ideal band members actually need to have. The girl says they do not need to be pros, since she only recently started learning too. She just wants like-minded friends who can hang out and play music together for a long time. But she adds that there is no point talking since our girl probably won't join her anyway.
our girl blurted out that people used to praise her singing, so they go grab milk tea. Over drinks, the cool girl admits she wanted to be the lead singer because her idol is Sayuri. She always wanted to be a shining star, just like her idol in the spotlight. But singing while playing electric guitar is hard, and her own voice is honestly just average.
So she figured it was much better to find a dedicated vocalist who can actually handle anime songs.
And the moment our girl spoke, she knew she did not just have a sweet face. Her voice literally sounds like a sweet strawberry cream cake, so she is absolutely perfect for the role.
Wait, for real? Of course she is. She says when she decides to do something, she gets it done. She stares her down, demanding to know if she was just playing around when she spoke up. Too bad for her, because backing out now is not an option.
She tells our girl that she is locked in now, but assures her she does not bite.
But she warns her never to betray her or make fun of her terrible guitar skills. Yuan Xiao promises she is going to work her butt off to get them on stage together.
Things are definitely going to get better for both of them.
She introduces herself as An Qing, laying down some ground rules first.
An Qing agrees to join as a reserve member, though she cannot promise much free time. Or the energy to keep her satisfied. Wait, what field is she even in?
When asked to explain further, An Qing says she has to focus on her drawing.
She's a professional illustrator, which gets the band leader's gears turning instantly.
That means she can design their band logo, album covers, and even their promotional music videos.
Yuan Xiao jokingly tells her she is going to be a total freeloader and strangle her.
She laughs it off, saying she knows artists have to take on endless commissions to survive.
So as the band leader, she promises to make sure An Qing gets paid for everything.
An Qing replies that money is not the issue, but she actually stopped taking commissions.
She is currently in a self-improvement phase, so custom drawings might not be possible.
She might not be able to help with that.
Yuan Xiao wonders why.
It is not because of an artistic bottleneck, she just does not have the heart for it.
She wants to get stronger and improve her skills to win a certain someone's heart.
The band leader is surprised, so she is pushing herself this hard all for one person?
When An Qing confirms it, Yuan Xiao is completely fine with it. Since they are future bandmates, she completely supports her having a crush. Their bond is already deeper than regular besties, so she is going to back her up. Oh, and by the way, she officially introduces herself as Yuan Xiao.
An Qing can feel her genuine sincerity, but there are still practical issues to address. She has to work multiple part-time gigs just to pull in some extra pocket money.
This means rehearsals will definitely be tight, not to mention getting her hands on gear.
Her savings are also practically non-existent, but Yuan Xiao completely understands. Basically, since she is not taking commissions, she is completely broke right now.
But wait, plot twist, our girl Yuan Xiao is actually loaded with 200,000. She is putting every single cent of that into the band's starting capital to show her sincerity.
She leaves the ultimate decision to An Qing. No pressure, right?
Then, out of nowhere, Yuan Xiao demands to know if she already has a boyfriend. If she does, she is threatening to end their friendship right then and there.
She cannot handle seeing her teammate find happiness while they should be suffering and crying together.
Otherwise, her fragile heart simply will not be able to take it.
An Qing realizes she is a total minefield girl, and honestly, this dynamic is gold. There is absolutely no boyfriend in her life, and she points out the obvious.
Having just seen her empty apartment, it should be pretty clear. She lives completely alone, with absolutely zero signs of any guy around. That might be true, but Yuan Xiao thinks her current expression says otherwise. She looks exactly like a girl who is about to head out on a secret date.
An Qing insists she is telling the truth, promising she would never lie to her. Yuan Xiao immediately asks for her address so she can tag along and check it out.
An Qing brushes it off, saying she has to head out right after buying groceries. She has not even drawn anything today and still has her 100-day drawing challenge to finish. They agree to stay in touch by phone, though Yuan Xiao is still a bit suspicious. She mutters that she will just stalk her home eventually to find out the truth anyway. She pouts, warning him she will stick to him like glue and play under the blankets. She snaps that he can forget about saving her.
Wait, isn't that the boss lady? He asks what she is even doing at his shop.
Is she waiting for Xiao Su? No way. She quickly claims she is just passing by. But the landlady's not buying it, teasing that lying is a pretty bad habit.
When asked why she likes Xiao Su, she insists she does not like him that much.
She claims she just wanted someone to talk to, but liking someone is not easily hidden. You do not need to admit it, and it does not take any time to develop. In fact, the very first time you meet, the answer is already written on your face.
She plays dumb, but the landlady asks if she is truly clueless or just pretending.
After all, last night she was practically throwing herself all over Xiao Su. She literally grabbed Su Cheng's cup and started drinking his alcohol.
And she even threw her leg right over his lap. Terrified, she stammers that she did not do that and was just way too drunk. Since she claims she does not know, the landlady offers to show her the security footage.
Panicking, she asks what the landlady wants, wondering if she is after her money.
She realizes the woman knows everything, and the landlady just gives a smug hum. She knows the landlady wants those $200,000 she just withdrew. The landlady immediately asks to see the money so she can check it out. If she actually brought the cash, the landlady will let her off the hook. She is even willing to share Xiao Su's contact info and his exact schedule. She will give her everything she needs.
And if she has even more money, she can easily set them up together,
ensuring his eyes will stay locked only on her and nobody else. It is totally doable, but then she is suddenly apologizing to Xiao Qing in her head. She accidentally lost all the startup money and those $200,000 are gone. Someone complains that Yuan Xiao has some serious addiction while the food is burning. He snaps out of it, apologizing like crazy for completely zoning out. After another quick apology, they ask if he has something on his mind. He explains that he just met a kid outside who had a ton of personality.
The kid was also a landmine, so he ended up having a quick chat.
But get this, after barely half a day, the kid already talked about borrowing money. That is basically why he got so distracted. As expected, the personalities of these landmines are always so insanely unpredictable. He realizes this is actually great inspiration and material for his new book. He thinks the kid is super direct and cute, but his tastes are wild.
His weird preferences just too hard to defend. What hobby, you ask?
He hesitates, stumbling a bit over his words to explain. The kid apparently loves going to bars and spending money on male hosts. Nah, that is actually crazy.